where would you assess the risk that he currently runs of picking up a race ban in the not too distant future?
I think Oliver Bearman needs to get ready to make his second Formula One start. I really think that, given what we've seen from Kevin Magnussen this year, I'm willing to bet that Ollie Bearman is gonna be in a Haas at some point in the not so distant future, because Kevin Magnussen, I don't know what it is this year, but he's just been extremely aggressive. This is the second time this year he's done something like this, holding up lines of cars, racing really aggressive. I'm referring to what he did yesterday in the sprint race, but and then today more aggressive driving maneuvers. I can't even talk tonight. You get what I'm trying to say, but it feels like great live after dark on here. It's just been quite a long day, but looking at Kevin Magnussen, I just don't get like why he's racing this aggressively. He's really drawing the ire of all of his rivals on the track, and he entered this weekend with 8 penalty points after today's incident. Got to 10, and bang, you said that 12 will issue an automatic race ban. I think that race ban may happen if he keeps up his antics for the next handful of Grand Prix. He's definitely going to have to be on his very best behavior, or Ollie Bearman is probably going to be in his Haas at a future Grand Prix race this year.
I 100% agree. I think a race ban is almost inevitable at this point. Sometimes we see hard racing, what he does in hard racing, trying to just keep that position, it's going to sometimes end up in a crash. And the result of that, potential penalty points, guess what? Race ban, Oliver Bearman, great opportunity to come back in. It's not exactly Carlos Sainz's car. It's still a Ferrari engine, but that's about it. So it's going to be, I think, almost an indicator of what he could do in that car potentially next year, as there's always those rumors. I got to say, though, I understand the effort of, racing hard, being hard to pass. We saw how Felix Rosenqvist compared him to Alexander Rossi as the hardest person to pass when it comes to IndyCar. But overall, I feel it has been crossing the line, especially the way the F1 point system works, where we know only the top 10 finishers are going to get points. He's just holding up everyone for his teammate to go out there, score points. It almost feels like, okay, you're not giving that 100% trying to go forward. You're just more blocking. That's where I think I sort of have a little bit more of a problem with that, especially when it comes to, if this is Haas, I know every single point counts. So anytime Hülkenberg could go out there, score points, and he holds up the competition, well, that's great for Haas. Big trouble for, of course, Williams, who's trying not to be last. Alpine, which finally got points this week. I just think this is going to be one of those deals where at the end, Kevin Magnussen, I think, I would assume maybe even a driver will go up to Kevin Magnussen and is like, hey, what you're doing is getting to the point where this is crossing a line and not acceptable among the other drivers.
I think David Magnussen has some history with his current teammate, Nico Hülkenberg, back from Hülkenberg's Renault days as well.